The main central artery for the United States freight railway system has been shut down right now. There is a massive embargo due to the winter weather in three different states. The freight system has been shut down. This is very serious and could definitely affect the supply chain. There are also thousands and thousands of grain carts, and it keeps piling up and getting worse, that are backed up and backlog, and the orders keep piling up, and they are raising the alarm about it. All right, so let's get into what's going on. Three different states have had their freight systems shut down for 2 weeks. This is going to go on at least 2 weeks, they said. All right. So let's get into what's going on with these grain carts first, and then we will show maps, pictures, everything of exactly what's shut down. This is the main artery for the freight system in the United States, and three different states are being shut down. So I just want to hit this really quick first. So rail companies issue status report on grain car backlog. This is coming out of the North Dakota Senator Kevin Kramer's website, because he is on a committee that forced the railways to submit these reports because the backlogs have gotten so bad, and they've gotten even worse. All right, look at these numbers really quick. This is incredible. I circled them in red here. Number of unfulfilled orders, 11 plus days past due, 3,410. Number of orders 1 to 10 days past due, 1,338. And that's significant because you can look back. This is current, 3,400 right now, 11 plus days past due for grain carts. But back in October, it was only 741 carts that were 11 days past due. All right, so it gets worse every single month. Later in October, it was 1,200, then 1,700, 1,600, 1,600, 2,000, 2,000, 2,900, and then 3,400. 11 days past due, and the other side's going up as well too. The 1 to 10 days past due as well. So we are having a massive problem with our grain cart shipments as well, and this is going to affect the food supply and the supply chain. And we don't want these grains just sitting here rotting, right? And these carts just waiting to be shipped out. That's a massive problem that we could have. And farmers can't harvest their crop because they're waiting to offload their silos, but they can't offload them because they're already backed up, so they can't even harvest their crops, all right? Let's get into this embargo that Union Pacific is putting on three different states, shutting down the main railroad artery in the United States. This is drastic, and this is going to make, that's why I wanted to bring up this grain cart, because it's already backed up drastically. All right. And now it's going to get even worse. And they're saying that they have to do this from winter weather. So UP, Union Pacific, issues embargo due to winter weather impact. This was just issued yesterday on December 29th. It says Union Pacific on December 29th told customers that it is implementing, quote, catastrophic embargo code. It's like a code, but catastrophic embargo scenario, and they are blocking off for all traffic in and out of Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. This is very serious. This is also right on the border with Canada and goes all the way down to New Orleans. This is why this is a main artery. I will show a map of it in just a second. And it says to maintain fluidity as this segment of the network moves or works to move volumes impacted by winter weather. So implementing, quote, catastrophic embargo for all traffic in and out of Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin. And it says an embargo suspends a shipper's rights to common carriage by restricting freight movements issued by a railroad when weather, congestion, labor strife, natural disasters, or track conditions prevent fluid operations. Embargoes may not be used as an alternative to seeking regulatory approval, yada, 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 all this stuff. But the main point is an embargo suspends a shipper's rights to common carriage by restricting freight movements. This is very serious in three different states, and this is the main freight line for the United States, and says recent severe weather events and Arctic temperatures impacting operations in the region and additional snow and ice accumulation forecast to hit the region over the next week. And it says it is expected to be needed for an estimate of up to 14 days. All right, so 14 days our railway system is shut down, the main hub here. And you can see a smaller graph here, and I'll show you a more zoomed out graph in a second. But look at this. Look at all these railways that are shut down, going through Duluth, going through Minneapolis. All these key hubs are getting hit right now, and this is the main rail line for North America. So you can see here, this is a zoomed out picture, and you see Duluth right there in the middle of that red circle. That's where all this blue is shut down. All right, so massive railways, and you can see this is the main line that goes through North America from Canada, and it goes all the way down to New Orleans, and it goes up into Maine and serves New York. All these areas serves Eastern Canada and Western Canada and the Southeast United States. All depend on this freight system, and it has been shut down for 2 weeks now, at least, from winter weather. And this winter weather's been getting worse and worse. I was forecasted to get a few inches. It was like no snow accumulation, anything. And then overnight, we had the worst storm we've ever had this season, just a couple of days ago. I'm talking about almost up to my waist in snow, shoveling the driveway. And I have a big driveway, right? And it was a lot, right? This is crazy how much snow is falling, how cold it's getting, and these regions are getting hit hard. And we could see this get even worse. And I know I keep bringing it up, but the White House approved a geoengineering weather blocking scheme in October. Okay, they came out and said we are going to implement this plan to block out the sun to cool the earth, and they're going to spray sulfur dioxide in the atmosphere to cool the earth down. So this could be a part of this plan. It could just be a crazy winter, but this plan was implemented in October, just a couple months ago. So let me know what you think about this. Do you live in Duluth? Do you live in this red circle here? Do you live in these regions? What's the weather like there? I'm not there personally, obviously, but I want to know, is it affecting travel? Otherwise, when I was out driving today, there was tons of cars just off in the ditch, in the snow ditch, from this winter storm that blew in a couple days ago. Not even this blizzard that we had last week. That was a different thing. This is another storm that we had just a couple days ago. Tons of people in the ditch, tons of people, cars, like literally dozens of cars driving just 30 minutes I saw in the ditch. So be prepared, guys. Have snow chains, have jackets, have stuff, have gloves, hats, all this stuff. You never know. You could get